Will Lynch will face off against Phaup, and we're underway here in South Bend. Good sign, Lynch winning the draw to himself. Almost throws it away, though, but the Irish will track it down and gain possession. Violation against Phaup. Notre Dame possession again. 2 goals in 2 minutes and 25 seconds for Notre Dame here at home, and they're off to a great start. It might get even better here. Syracuse has
an offense. When they start feeling it early in a game, it's totally different. Against Virginia last week, from the get-go, they didn't seem like they were in flow this last week, and it's amazing how receptive they are to understanding what's taking place in society and understanding what we need to do together to create change.
Chris Cotter, Paul Carcaterra with you here in South Bend. Notre Dame and Syracuse. In the opener, Kark and I talked about Notre Dame's shooting woes. They've scored on 4 of their last 5 shots.
But that's where you see the potential of this offense, right?
Right.
I mean, it hasn't been an issue where they're not getting their shots, they're not getting their looks. They just haven't canned them. Now they are. Is buzzing.
Jacob Boyce had 21 goals on 60 shots last year, Kark. This year, that's his 8th goal. Coming into this game, he had 5 goals. They're playing this game today. Man-up opportunities, and they've taken advantage of both of the ones they've gotten here in the first quarter. We get a loose ball whistle, push, and it'll be against the Irish or Syracuse ball.
Gets 2, right? It's 9-0. You have Jake Taylor, a guy who's practicing hard all season long, not getting the opportunities. He gets one today. He's got 4 goals in the first quarter. He had 2 the entire season.
Loose ball, push against Syracuse. 50. Will Lynch has also done great work at the faceoff dot, too. Already 3 faceoff violations against Syracuse. Any others for the remainder of this first half will end up in a man-down situation. Nick Harris, he's got good speed, good quickness.
Send the slide if you're Syracuse earlier to initiate contact. That is a tough matchup for Carter Rice, the short stick.
Possession won by Hallenbeck.
How many times has Syracuse even had the ball?
Right, it's been few and far between.
He's a shorty. He got that shorty from the pick inside. He's got more room to shoot as a result.
Phaup wins this draw cleanly to himself.
Better send the help ASAP, or the shooting angle is ridiculous for the opposition.
Irish have scored on 9 of their last 11 shots. Team coming in 47th in the country in team shooting percentage. Really nice pass that time. Kakemo, he'll shoot, just bounces it. Dad wore number 16 at Syracuse. He dons the same number. And the Orange are going to need a lot more of that to get back into this game. But here's the start. Phaup winning the faceoff. They'll look to go early. Entenmann goes down and makes the save. He ran right into Harrison Thompson's lap.
How about this? If you have Notre Dame on your schedule the rest of the year, and you turn on the Virginia tape and you see how flat they were and how poor they shot, then you turn on this tape. Like, if you're a coach and you have Notre Dame on your schedule,
right,
the remaining, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks of the regular season, a backhand shovel goal in and around the world. 3 of his 5 goals are SportsCenter top 10 worthy.
And Kavanaugh is finding him, too. That was a beautiful pass from Kavanaugh. So we'll get a loose ball push here. It's going to go against Notre Dame.
And you know the crazy thing of those 3 of the 5 goals I just mentioned of Jake Taylor? They were all the right shot. Nicked up. Cook is nicked up. He's not in the action. So you were thin to begin with, and you relied on a couple stars in Curry and Dordovic. And then you get more injuries. Just snowball. Like he's always fighting in that play, right? That's what happens when you fight every single time you're on the field. Good things happen.
Plenty of good things have happened so far to the fans, for the fans here at South.
Like, you have to make your presence felt. They have not today had any offense outside of Dordovic and Curry.
Might get something quickly here, but unfortunately, Siebold hits the pipe. They'll get another shot.
And the reaction time of Thompson and Cage, two and blue, is just a little late.
Phaup wins it again. Loses it, but here's Kavanaugh. Pat to Chris.
You wonder sometimes when you have this kind of a lead, how you're going to come out in the second half, right? Phaup wins the initial draw. That's what Notre Dame has always done so well, Chris. They can lose the draw but win the possession. The draw is meaningless. It's all about who gets the possession. It's because they fight at Notre Dame. I don't see them taking their foot off the gas in this one. I really don't. I don't think this is going to be a game where they stop.
Mentioned they're at Notre Dame, or they're at Duke rather, next week. Nice catch. Siebold couldn't quite get into a scoring position though.
And the reaction time of Thompson and Cage, two and blue, is just a little late.
Phaup wins it again. Loses it, but here's Kavanaugh. Pat to Chris.
You wonder sometimes when you have this kind of a lead, how you're going to come out in the second half, right? Phaup wins the initial draw. That's what Notre Dame has always done so well, Chris. They can lose the draw but win the possession. The draw is meaningless. It's all about who gets the possession. It's because they fight.
Violation against Phaup.
Him play before.
Yeah.
I'm not completely shocked. I'm shocked by what he's doing with his opportunity. But watching him play in the past, I've seen him in high school. He was a big-time recruit in an original Denver type of moves.
5 assists for Pat Kavanaugh on the day. And the second half for Syracuse, if they hope to build off of anything.
Quick, right? 7-6, they know each other well. The Ivy, though, as good as it is, now they all start playing each other. They start beating each other. He goes towards the middle of the cage. Just the little shoulder lean there, too, made all the difference in the world to keep his angle.
Great individual effort. 5th goal of the day for Cuse. You know, I mentioned last weekend Syracuse, or Notre Dame, just to finish that thought, they assisted on 3 of the 8 goals last weekend. Their offense was completely out of sync.
Yes.
Their shooting was terrible. Is it one guy, the emergence of Jake Taylor today?
And he does it in Jake Taylor style, stinging a corner. We've seen a little bit of everything, right?
Everything from him.
Everything. Behind the back, shovel shots around the world. Righty. He's had a problem when the second and third string get in and they say, hold the ball. Hold the ball. Don't shoot. It's not fair.
Right. Streaming, it's always been a big part of the PLL. It will continue to be so on ESPN+.
So if you're a lacrosse lunatic, right, like myself.
Correct. Like you.
You go from championship weekend, 0 weeks off, right into the PLL. Lacrosse doesn't end
All summer
on our network. How awesome is that, right? Like, it is so cool with all the synergy that ESPN and all of ESPN's platforms can provide.